I really didn't need these. Very pathetic. I need to get on top of my fabric storage.
I love all of these actually.
I'm starting small.
It's getting a bit chaotic. I'm gonna look for some storage containers again.
I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I'm kind of putting it off, but I need to do it. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan and I'm the owner of a small business called Fauna. I mostly make and sell scrunchies and macrame, but I do a range of accessories and fun things and loads of behind the scenes of running a small business. So thank you so much for clicking on the video today. In today's video, it's going to be chilled because that is hopefully the aim for this entire year, but I'm going to be working on my fabric storage today because I've got a market at the end of January, and even though I'm not rushing to sort a collection out and a big shop launch and things like that, I do need to sort through my stock. I do need to restock a bunch of items. I would like to do some personal sewing projects and some content for my family members, and I do need to get the studio makeover finished. So I'm thinking in order to work towards each of those goals, I need to get on top of my fabric storage and actually having it organized, visible, folded properly so it's easily accessible, and I also need it to be away, which kind of contradicts it being easily accessible, but currently it's all just in big boxes. It's in various places around the studio. None of it's organized, none of it's tidy, so it would be really helpful if I could see it. So if I could open up my Calyx unit, see it all folded properly, and know if I need to order it or not. So that's kind of the overall aim of what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be looking at some more organization ideas, learning how to fold and store the fabric properly, as well as just doing other small business bits and bobs here and there. So just a nice chilled out vlog. So I'm going to be heading out soon, and hopefully we're going to be able to find and buy some more storage stuff. My plan was to go really early this morning, but it's been really icy outside, and luckily the sun has been out, so I've been waiting for the sun to melt some of it and for other cars to get rid of that ice. So I have just spent the morning as usual editing and doing a bunch of computer work and stuff, but I did receive an order this morning. So Katie, thank you so much, my love, and thank you so much for your super kind note on your order. It was really, really kind, and I loved reading that this morning. So we're going to package up Katie's order, we're going to go to the post office and drop it off, and then run a bunch of errands. I've got other things I need to shop for, so food shop and boring stuff like that, but I'm going to get all of that run and hopefully get back in time to start collecting all the fabric that's around the studio and seeing what we've got before I have to go to work. So let's get this order packaged. So Katie has gone for the clover scrunchie, which is one of my favourites. It's this gorgeous green colour and it's got little flowers all over it. She's also gone for the autumnal floral one, which is the Rory, which again is another one of my favourites. I love all of these actually. She's chosen some of my favourites. So we've got the Clara, which is this gorgeous boho sun one, and finally the Avalon, which is this really cute ribbed one, and it's got little apples all over it. Sorry, my focus is struggling, but I love these. What a gorgeous order. So I'm going to package that up now. Thank you so much, Katie. I hope you like your goodies. There we go, Katie. Thank you so much. I cannot wait for this studio to be finished so I can actually have areas for things, so I'm not moving stuff about all the time. So like you've just seen, I've had to just pop my munbyn down on that desk because it doesn't have a space yet. So hopefully when this whole area has been completed, everywhere's going to have a designated spot, but for now we're just making do. So very quickly before I head out, I'm going to go grab a tape measure and I'm going to measure this little section here. Hopefully, if my brain is going to let me think right, I'm pretty sure I should have uploaded another office studio makeover video, another part to it that shows some of this side. I'm trying to find a cabinet or storage solution system for this space here, but it's really awkward to find something that's not super chunky, like a narrow shelf that will fit this space. So I'm going to measure it just so I've got the measurements to hand if I do ever come across something, because I'm always going in thrift shops and stuff. There might be a unit there that could come in handy, or I might be able to build one. So before I head out, I'm going to quickly measure that, go down, get my shopping list, head to the post office and run a bunch of errands. So I'll take you guys along with me. I'll do my best to get some clips here and there, but it is still super icy, so fingers crossed we have a smooth journey.
Okay, post office run done, and I've just got to my first stop, which is B&M. That's a cool reg plate. Dog. And it's got a paw print on it. So I'm going to look for some storage containers again. I don't know if they're going to have the ones I need. Usually when I find some good ones, I go, oh, I'm only going to need a couple, and then I regret that decision. But it is very, 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 very cold. So I may end up getting a little bit sniffly throughout this trip because I do have a cold like everyone at the minute. So let's see what we can find.
No matter how quick I try and be running errands, it still takes ages, and it's pretty much my whole day gone because I'll be going to work soon. Picked up some cute bits. I'm going to show you. I hope that's okay. I feel like I've done a lot of hauls recently. You'll have to let me know if you like seeing the stuff that I pick up or not, or if you're just not interested whatsoever. But I got myself a money tin. I really couldn't pass up the design. I've bought a lot of sage green stuff because if you're new here, that is the branding colours for Fauna Rose. It's black and white with a mix of sage green thrown in there and like earthy tones and stuff. So this was really spring vibes, but it was hiding right at the back of the shelf. It had all these like ugly ones in front of it. It was just from Poundland, so it's only £1, but I keep finding change all over the place. Not like good change, because that'll just go in my cash float for Fauna Rose, but like coppers, 5p's, 10p's, stuff that I don't use in my cash float and stuff. And Alex and I are like, what are we supposed to do with it? So we just end up with like little pockets of change here, there and everywhere. So I couldn't resist this because the design was really cute and we've been thinking about getting one, so any loose change is going to go in there. I got another blanket. This is from B&M. It's only £3 because I bought a green one, a sage green one, somewhat recently, because the plan was to sew it into like a window seat mat situation for the cats with like a non-slip thing underneath. Because again, if you're new here, you won't know this, but we've got 3 cats, 2 supervisors and 1 manager, and the 2 supervisors, our eggies, are Sphinx cats, so they have no fur, they get very cold, but they love sitting on the windowsill, which can get quite cold. So we put like blankets and mats down, but when they're flying about, because they like to run and jump on everything, they do slip and slide everywhere. So I wanted to make them a little padded window seat mat. Never got round to it, and I ended up using that blanket as part of my table setup for markets and stuff. So I've just picked up another one. It's going to end up filthy because it's got white stripes on it, and Cleo with her little brown gross leaky eyes that she has, this is just going to end up filthy, but it's fine. It's only for the cats and it's gonna get cut up and turned into something anyway. But just wanted to show you that. It's really soft. It's just like a soft fleecy blanket for £3. There was so much cute stuff in B&M and I was trying my best to not just stare at it all, but there was loads of really cute springy stuff which would be perfect for the studio. I don't need a crazy amount of decor. I will be adding decor to the studio. I've got so many art prints from small businesses and things that I need to put somewhere, but that's not a priority right now, so I try my best not to look. But I did try and film a few clips here and there, but it was so busy and people just kept staring at me, so I did pick up a couple more of these, just some stackable clear acrylic bins. And same again, if you watch the vlog where I got the last set, which are already in my unit over there, these are going to be for my fabric storage, so some smaller pieces, and these were £4 each, so I've got 4 in total now. And then the final thing, I really didn't need these. I think it's just because of the colour. They are more of what I would say a minty green than a sage green, but they're just bins and I've got 2. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I got them because they were cute. They had the lilac one, a pink one. They were £1.50 each. They come with a lid that you can take off and it's just a little bin. So when I'm sewing, any remnants or whatnot or macrame scraps I thought would look quite cute in here, so you can't see the ugly scraps, and they're sort of going to fit in well with the colours of the small business and the studio and stuff, so I stupidly got 2 of those. And then I've also had a parcel arrive of some blanks, which is just hiding over there, so I'm going to open that and show you guys that. And then if I've got time before I have to go to work, like I said, I'm going to start pulling out a bunch of my fabric. So let's see what I've ordered first. I just went to move the bag out of the way and found this. I've got something else, completely forgot. I want to organise my needles, the ones that I have used, so they're not brand new, but because I'm constantly swapping out my needles, changing the different types of fabric and the thickness and stuff, I'm always changing the needles, but they've not then been used enough to get rid of them, and I don't want to create any unnecessary waste. So I have a drawer full of loads of used needles that are still probably perfect to use, and I've seen people pop them in little carry cases like this, and then above pop which needle is in what, if that makes sense. So I could put like all my 70s, or I could put like a 80 stretch needle, and this was only £1. Again, it was in a sage green colour, and for only £1 I was like, do you know what, that might be perfect, but I don't know if my needles are actually going to fit. I feel like they're slightly too long, but I thought for £1 I'm just gonna grab it anyway. So yeah, it's just in a little storage container, but it's brand colours, honestly. Right, now I'm gonna shut up and unbox that parcel. So I'm gonna have to leave you guys because I'm gonna have to go to work, but that's a bunch of the fabric that I could easily access. The rest of it's in that corner over there, and it's, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of rejigging and shuffling about to get to it. A lot of it is in boxes and stuff. There's a lot of it in bags down here, but that's what I've managed to pull out for now. So all those keychains have been put away as well. I was considering getting rid of my motel keychains and my cups, and I kind of still am, but my cups have been selling quite well with my supplier, so I did get some of those new designs. The autumnal one is probably not necessarily going to go as shop stock. It might do in the future because we're in January in the UK. Autumn's not for another like 8-9 months. but those bow ones were so cute. I couldn't resist getting those, so they might end up being normal stock. I might take them to some markets, I'm not really sure. But cups and motel keychains are great for my mystery bags. They can go to my stockists, or I can give the keychains away as freebies. I can take them to markets and stuff, so it's just good to have some, which is why I did buy a bunch. And those were all on sale, to be fair, so they're not necessarily colours I would usually get, but while I was having a shop around on this website, I saw they were on sale and was like, yeah, screw it, just get them. And I also just had this tumbler cup on sale for like £1 something, so I bought it. If you're wondering what this was for, it was just for me. Sorry, nothing exciting. But before I end up late for work, I'm gonna go and we'll see what I get up to later. Fingers crossed I'll be able to do a bit more work this evening and pull out some more fabric, and then we can start having a look through and deciding how I'm gonna organise it all. Hello loves, happy Sunday. I'm really sorry I didn't speak to you guys much yesterday. I was not feeling very well. I think I mentioned at some point I've had this cold that everyone's got at the minute, and it's really head coldy, so I've got a really thick head and I wasn't feeling great whatsoever yesterday. I got back from work on Friday and kind of crashed. That's why I didn't really speak to you guys or do much Friday or Saturday. Just took it easy because this is the year we're chilling out, listening to our bodies and stuff. And I know it's only a cold, but I don't want to end up making myself worse, so I did still do a little bit of organising and tidying here and there, which I will show you when I'm back because I'm going to head out. I've got a few errands to run and I'm actually going to pop to a cat show. My friends have a stall there, so I'm going to go and see them, and then when we get back I am going to smash out getting the rest of this fabric somewhat organised because I want tomorrow to be the start of actually making stuff again. It's a fresh start, a new week. I want to be able to make something. I want to be able to start sewing, utilise my office, so I need to get this sorted. So let's head out. I'm going to be really careful and take my time because it's very icy everywhere and my little car is not equipped for that sort of weather, so I'll catch you guys hopefully soon. So I'm back home and it's really dark in here, so I've had to put the lamp on, and I need to do this. I need to smash out organising this fabric because there's a lot and I'm kind of putting it off, but I need to do it. If I want to be able to move on and sew and have an organised space, it needs doing. So I've got a few scraps. I've decided I'm going to tackle the scraps first because the pile is kind of worrying me a little bit. I feel a bit daunted. It's daunting. It's overwhelming looking at it. So I'm just gonna breathe. I've got a cup of tea. I'm gonna pop a YouTube video or podcast on and I'm gonna sort through some of the scraps. I don't really have a plan as to how I'm going to organise my scraps as of yet. I've seen people recommend like Ziploc baggies, I've seen people recommend bins and stuff, so I'm not really sure 100%. So for now I'm just going to use what I've got, and that is a bunch of my crates, just so I can separate them all into colour order, because I think that's going to be one of the easiest things to do. I'm going to start with these two here. There is definitely more scraps here and there, but it's behind the units and stuff that I know on that side, so I'm starting small. I'm going to go through and I'm going to separate it into colours, I think, first. If there's any scrap pieces in here that are quite big, so for example this to me is obviously a scrap piece, but that's quite a big piece, so things like that I am going to take out, and I think I'm going to put all the crumbs in this, so this is kind of crumb like for now, but there are some slightly bigger strips in here. I think that might be my best shout. Take out the big bits, take out the little tiny crumbs, and any of the in-betweeny bits separate into colour. Does that make sense? That's what's come to my mind straight away, so before I end up just spiralling and trying to think of different ideas, I'm just going to do it, otherwise I'm going to put it off again for another day. So let's put you on a time lapse, and fingers crossed I can start doing this and get the ball going. This is how we're looking so far. I'm getting overwhelmed. It's getting a bit chaotic. I don't want to deal with this bag today, and that's fine. I don't want to deal with that bag today, that's fine. They're fabrics that I've had for a while. They're like really fuzzy, it gets everywhere sort of fabrics. I need to take them out. I need to check for any damage and stuff, because we had a bunch of fabrics get damaged when we had to do some repairs in my studio, so I don't want to deal with them 2 bags today, that's fine. These 2 boxes here were full. One was full of like scraps and gubbins, so some imperfect stuff, bits and bobs of half started projects and whatnot, as well as loads of different scraps. The other one was a bunch more pre-cut satin strips for my normal scrunchie collection, so I've popped all those away with the others. Those are the bags we've emptied so far, which is good. Bigger bits that I do need to go through, potentially cut into like specific sizes or fold or whatever. I think that's the same as that, so that can probably go in there. That's all the itty bitty fuzzy bits. I've decided to put it in one of these for now, just because it's easier. You might be thinking, why are you keeping this? It's literally just trash. Yes, it's technically trash, but I do my best to create as little waste as possible. So I'm going to be making a bunch of projects, like personal projects and stuff, and things just for fun, and some of the projects require stuffing, so I am saving that to use as stuffing, just so I'm not wasting it. It's actually going to be used for something fun, not going to end up in a landfill, and it'll also save me money on buying more stuffing and stuff, even though I do have some up there, but that's the plan for all those like niggly bits. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the piles behind me, the boxes. So these, as far as I'm aware, are like bigger bits of fabric. This is all bigger bits of fabric, but that's like personal fabric, I think. And then this stuff in here, I think, is a mix of stuff. I'm pretty sure I threw in some scraps yesterday when I was going through it, so I'm going to have a very quick look through this, pull out any smaller bits which need to go over there, and then I think I'm also going to bag each of those up. Even though my Ziploc bags are a lot bigger, I've got a lot of them, so I might as well use them if I've got them. But I did find this piece, my first very pathetic quick attempt at quilting. I didn't use any techniques, didn't look into it, didn't research it. I did this a very long time ago, and any time I wanted to like show it off, because there was one time I wanted to tell my family members about it and I don't think I could find it, but I have just found it. This is just made from a bunch of scraps from different items that I've made for Fauna Rose. It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever made, but it's definitely not the best. It's not great, but I just threw it all together. I might add to this in the future, or I might actually turn this into a little book sleeve or pouch. I'm not really sure. It's gonna get used eventually, but I just wanted to show you guys that because I am really interested in quilting and trying some new sewing techniques and stuff, but not bad considering I had no idea what I was doing at the time and just made it up as I went along, because I think I wanted to just make a massive bit of fabric and then in the future make something out of it, and this was born. This ended up getting made. My voice is going and I am feeling a little bit rough, so I might stop, go and eat something, and then pop back and have a quick look through these things here. But we can do this. I am determined to do this. I think the reason why I'm putting off all this is because I've not made the backing boards for them yet. I've been collecting cardboard. I've got Corex board as well. I've just not cut them into size or decided what size I want to do the boards yet, so I think that's why I'm putting that off. But even though it is slow progress, it is still progress and we're getting there. So hopefully when I check back in with you guys, I'll have a little bit more of a better progress outcome to show you. Right guys, I'm gonna have to leave this video here because, as you would have just seen, very chatty one, and it's getting really long, so unfortunately I'm gonna cut it into a 2-parter, so I hope that's okay. Just because I'm running out of time and I need to get this video up for you guys, so sorry about that, but thank you so much for watching it. I hope you did enjoy it. I know it wasn't overly small business related in terms of making stuff and whatever, but I like to show you guys the behind the scenes and stuff, so there is still a long way to go, and I still have part 2 to show you all of me trying to tackle some of my storage collection. So either way, I hope you enjoyed it, but if you could give it a massive thumbs up, leave me a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't. Have a nosy down in the description box. You'll find all of the social media for Fauna Rose. You'll also find my family memberships, which is over on my Buy Me a Coffee page, where if you're interested you can subscribe for extra content and behind the scenes and different things like that, which leads me on to thanking my wonderful family members who are absolutely incredible, and I couldn't do any of this if it wasn't for their support. So guys, thank you so much as always. If you're interested in joining that, check out the description like I just said. But apart from that, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!